Hey guys, it's time for the August wrap up, and I thought I didn't read much this month because it kind of feels like it's already September and then I just mix everything up, but I forgot that at the beginning or in July it was BookTubeAthon and I finished some books of that at the beginning of August, so it's actually quite a lot. Well, not a lot, but it's something. Let's stop rambling, let's start the wrap up. So yeah, at the beginning or in July, in the last week of July, it was the BookTubeAthon, and during that I read this X-Men comic, Note to Self, Quest, and I also listened to the audiobook of The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. And in that week I didn't quite finish The Gentleman's Guide nor Note to Self, so I finished those at the beginning of August and I love them both so much. I'm gonna link the entire BookTubeAthon wrap up in the description down below so you can see some of my thoughts on the BookTubeAthon as well as the books themselves. But yeah, Note to Self was so lovely. I already loved Connor's first book, but now it's just, I don't know, this is so poetic and beautiful and the photographs are amazing. And The Gentleman's Guide was kind of mind-blowing. I still can't fathom how they put there's so many aspects in this story, and it kind of feels like they took every possible story they could think of and just put them into one and somehow worked. I don't know, I love the language. First of all, the language is amazing. I love that kind of speaking, especially with the main character, because he's kind of sassy, but he still is an aristocrat, so it's sophisticated, but then when you think about it, it's really mean actually. So I love that. First of all, the characters were amazing. They were so, again, relatable, but also so well-rounded and funny and just really well portrayed. And if you haven't picked up the book yet, I would really recommend it. I think it's a really different story from everything I've ever read before, and I enjoy having new stories out there. Then I also read two other books. First of all, I read Mitch Albom's The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. Again, it was lovely. I love Mitch Albom. He makes me cry every time I read anything by him, but it's a good cry, it's really cleansing, if that makes any sense. And I think his writing style is really simplistic in a way that he doesn't try to make it sound too complicated. He doesn't try to make it sound too poetic or too wordy or anything. It just says it the way it is, and that's exactly what's so emotional, because he hits right in the feels. It's just so direct. So yeah, again, I think Mitch Albom is just great, and I will probably love everything he ever does. And then the last book I read, which is why I said I thought I didn't read much, was Winter, which has 820 pages, which is a lot. So this took me nearly 3 weeks, I think. I started it when I came back from holiday, which was the second week of August, and I just finished it, I think 2 days ago. It's just, oh gosh. This is the last part in the Lunar Chronicles, and I will, now that I'm done with this, make an entire review of the Lunar Chronicles, what I think about them. I will at some point also read the companion books, but I need a little break from the story. So I think next month probably I'll do a review of the entire Lunar Chronicles series, and yeah, then I'll talk about some of the issues I had with it, but also some of the little detailed things, because I don't want to put spoilers in here right now, obviously. So yeah, the Lunar Chronicles themselves, I love them. This part also really well written. Love the story, love the characters, especially Winter. She's one of my favorite characters ever. She's so sweet and endearing, and my friend said that I probably like her because she's a bit like Luna Lovegood. So yeah, it was really nice reading this. But 800 pages weren't necessary. I'm sorry to say this, but no, it really wasn't necessary. Like honestly, there were so many times when I just thought, okay, this isn't, why did she put that in there? There are so many chapters in this that are obviously just to, write more. Like the storyline was so predictable at some points. There were so many chapters where I started them, and even before reading the first sentence I was already like, oh god, I know what'll happen, because they always get into new trouble. Like it's kind of like going around and round and round, and it's always the same thing. And yeah, so about 300 pages of this weren't necessary. They were just dragging the story along, and to me they made the whole experience of reading this a lot worse, which is really, really sad, because as I said before, the Lunar Chronicles itself and also this story itself was great. So yeah, a lot of thoughts. Again, review and whole opinion with video thingy will be up probably next month. We'll see. Oh, also for that video, like if you have any specific aspects of the Lunar Chronicles you want me to talk about, if you have any questions, if you have some specific thoughts on the Lunar Chronicles yourself, leave them in the comments, and I will try to put as much of that into that little review of the Lunar Chronicles as I can. Then I also saw 1 film and 2 TV shows, or Netflix shows. The first one was the film, it was The Big Sick, and I saw it in England with my mom. His parents, I think, are immigrants in America, and they want him to leave their traditional lifestyle, but he wants to be a comedian, and he wants to be with his American girlfriend, whom they don't know about, which is, yeah, as I said, kind of sad, kind of really twisted at some parts, because he's keeping them separate. So it's really interesting to see that kind of more serious aspect of the film, but then again, because he's a comedian, it's really funny as well. It's so lovely, this little romance we have going on. There are so many great comic relief moments that really work well. You know, there's some comic relief moments in films where you're just like, okay, you want to make me laugh, but like it doesn't fit right now, and with this film I didn't really have that. And then I finally saw the 4th season of Sherlock. Finally! I've been avoiding spoilers like hell. I've been doing so well not seeing any spoilers. No one talked to me about it. Yeah, now I'm disappointed. I do still think there are a ton of brilliant things in this season. I really liked the 2nd episode, but the 3rd episode just kind of ruined it all. It didn't feel like a 3rd episode. I think there's so much potential still in there. I'm guessing they're gonna make a 5th season, but I'm not sure. And if they don't, I will be really, really disappointed, because this isn't satisfying, not at all. But yeah, we'll see how that turns out. And then I also on Netflix saw Atypical, which again I've never heard, I've never seen anywhere, and it's so lovely. It's so lovely. It's about a guy who's on the Asperger spectrum, I think is the right term. I'm not quite sure, sorry. Anyways, he has issues with like communication and understanding other people, and it's kind of about him, but also about his whole family, which I thought was really nice, that we're not just focusing on his issues, but also like how that affects the family, and also on like his journey to understanding people more, and also just the human aspect. It's funny, it's sweet, it's sad, it's tragical, it's relatable, it's emotional, it's just, I love it so much. And he talks about penguins a lot, so yeah. But yeah, I would really recommend watching that. It's so cute. I really hope they're gonna do a 2nd season of that. That's already it for the August wrap up. Again, let me know what you read or watched in the comments down below, and if you have any recommendations or again questions about the Lunar Chronicles. I hope you always have a reason to smile, and I shall see you next week. Goodbye!